Welcome back to the Everyday English Talk channel. It feels really good to have you here with us again. Every time this red recording light turns on, I feel a little spark, like the start of a friendly conversation we're all sharing together.
Yeah, welcome back, everyone. I always get a soft wave of excitement when we sit in this studio. It's calm in here, but it also feels alive, like something good is about to happen. Let me just take a deep breath. Okay, now I'm ready.
That breath sounded like the official start of the episode.
It kind of was. And I love these warm moments at the beginning. It's like checking in with friends before we jump into today's topic.
Speaking of checking in, how are you feeling today? You look awake, but you also look like you had a long morning.
I did, but it was the good kind of long. The kind where everything moves slowly, but you still get things done. And now I feel refreshed. Being here always helps.
Same here. And I hope our listeners feel that comfort too. Today, we're talking about something super practical: English for shopping. Useful phrases, common expressions, and the natural language you hear in stores.
And trust me, shopping English is deeper than people think. It's not just how much is this or where's the fitting room. There are quick questions, polite phrases, and little expressions that native speakers use without even noticing.
Exactly. And sometimes those quick questions can catch you off guard. Like this morning when I bought a coffee downstairs, the cashier asked, "Do you want room?" Meaning, do you want space in your cup for milk? I know the phrase, but for a second, my brain just froze. I had a tiny laugh at myself after I walked out.
That happens to everyone. Even native speakers have those moments. And honestly, those small mistakes or pauses are part of learning. They make English more human.
Right. And before we get into phrases, I want our listeners to imagine something. Picture yourself inside a store. Maybe you're traveling, or maybe you've just moved to a new city. You see something you want. You want to ask about the price or a different size, or maybe a discount. But suddenly, your mind goes completely blank.
That moment right there is exactly why today's episode matters. We want to give you natural, useful language so you feel confident, even when a store is busy or you feel a little nervous.
So stay with us. We're about to make shopping in English feel easy, smooth, and maybe even fun. Ready to move into the phrases?
I'm ready. Let's get into it.
Before we get into the phrases, I want to ask you something, Jake. When you go shopping, are you one of those people who walk straight to what they need, or do you wander around first?
Oh, I wonder. Absolutely. I pretend I'm focused, but inside I'm just drifting from shelf to shelf, and sometimes I even forget what I came for.
That is so you. And honestly, that's a perfect moment to bring up our first useful phrase. When you're wandering around and you can't find something, you can say, "Excuse me, where can I find this item?" It's simple, but it sounds confident.
I like that one. And listeners, notice the word item. It just means thing in a more polite or general way. If you don't know the name of the product, item saves you.
Exactly. And sometimes you don't even need a full question. You can hold the product in your hand and say, "Is this on sale?" Sale means the price is lower than usual.
I've used that a lot. And here's another helpful phrase. Do you have this in a different size? Size means how big or small something is. I say that every time I shop for clothes. For some reason, my size changes depending on the brand.
Same here. And I like how that phrase sounds friendly, not demanding, just curious. And shoppers often feel shy asking for help. But honestly, store workers expect it. It's a part of their day.
True. And speaking of that, another good one is, could you help me with something? It's polite and natural, and it gives the worker space to respond in a calm way.
And what about when the price feels a little surprising? Not in a rude way, but in a wow, I didn't expect that kind of way. I like saying, "Oh, thank you," and then pausing for a second. That gentle pause shows you're thinking.
I've done that, and sometimes I whisper, oof, inside my head, but not out loud.
Please never say oof out loud at a store.
I won't, but I will say one phrase that helps a lot. Do you have any special deals today? A deal means a discount or offer that helps you save money.
That's a good one. And I think listeners will find it useful because stores often have deals they don't show clearly, and the cashier might mention something you didn't notice.
Absolutely. And since you mentioned cashiers, one phrase I use almost every time is, can I pay with card? Card means a bank card or credit card. It's faster and more natural than saying the full word credit card.
Yes. And if the machine is slow, I usually smile and say, "No worries, take your time." That phrase is warm, polite, and it makes the moments less awkward.
I love that one. It keeps everything friendly. And honestly, friendly language is the secret to successful shopping in English.
Completely agree. And in a moment, we should try a little shopping role play to show how these phrases work in real life.
I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, Jake, let's try that little shopping scene we talked about. I want our listeners to hear how these phrases sound in a real situation. And since you always wander around stores, maybe you can play the person working at the shop this time.
I can do that. And don't worry, I'll still talk like myself. So imagine I'm standing behind the counter and you walk in.
Okay, here we go. I open the door, take a small breath, and hi there. Excuse me, where can I find the notebooks? Notebooks means small books with blank pages for writing.
And I look up with a friendly expression and say, they're right over in aisle 3. Aisle means a long walkway between shelves.
Nice. Then I walk over and pick up a notebook. I turn to you again and say, "Do you have this in a larger size?" Larger means bigger.
Let me check for you. I pretend to look around for a moment. Yes, we do. The bigger one is on the top shelf. Shelf means a flat board where items are placed.
Perfect. Then I smile and say, "Thanks so much." And after looking at the price, maybe I add, is this on sale today? Sale means a temporary lower price.
And I smile back and answer, not this one, but we do have a special deal on pens. A deal is a discount or offer that helps you save money.
I like that. And I could say, that sounds good. Can I see them? See means look at them closely.
Of course, I say, and then I walk you to another shelf. Here they are, and if you buy two, you get one free. The phrase get one free means you don't pay for the extra item.
And I probably laugh a little and say, that's dangerous. I always end up buying more than I planned. End up means the final result of something, often by surprise.
Honestly, that's me every time. And in this scene, I'd reply, I totally understand. Happens to all of us.
Then I would say, all right, I'll take 2 notebooks and 3 pens. Can I pay with card? Card means a bank or a credit card for payment.
Sure, I would say, you can tap your card here. Tap means lightly touch the machine with your card.
Then maybe the machine takes a moment and I say, no worries, take your time. A warm, polite phrase to keep things comfortable.
And I would smile and say, all done. Thanks for stopping by.
And I'd end with, thank you. Have a great day. And just like that, we have a complete shopping conversation. Simple, natural, and full of useful phrases.
And the fun part is, none of it felt forced. It was just two people talking in a store.
Exactly. And I think our listeners will feel more confident already. You know, Jake, something else that makes shopping easier is understanding what happens after you buy something. A lot of learners get confused when they hear words at the counter that they weren't expecting.
Oh, definitely. And some of those words sound so simple, but they carry special meanings in shopping. For example, receipt. A receipt is the small paper that shows what you bought and how much you paid.
Exactly. And sometimes people throw it away too fast. But if you want to return something, you always need that little piece of paper.
That leads us to another important word, refund. A refund is when the store gives your money back because you returned an item.
Right. And I remember the first time I asked for a refund, I was so nervous. I kept thinking I needed the perfect sentence. But honestly, all I said was, hi, I'd like to return this and get a refund, please. And it worked just fine.
That sentence is perfect, simple, and polite. And while we're talking about important places in a store, we should mention checkout. Checkout means the place where you pay.
Yes, and checkout areas can be confusing, especially in big stores. Sometimes there are self checkout machines. Those are machines where you scan items yourself.
Good point. And speaking of scanning, there's the word barcode. A barcode is the group of black lines on a product that the machine reads to know the price.
That one still feels like magic to me. You slide the item, it beeps, and suddenly the machine knows everything. And if the beep doesn't happen, I always feel a tiny panic.
Same. I always think, please, barcode, don't fail me now.
Another word that helps in clothing stores is fitting room. A fitting room is the small space where you try on clothes to see if they fit.
And many learners don't know how to ask for one politely. I usually say, Excuse me, where's the fitting room? And if there's a line, I smile and wait.
While we're at it, there's also exchange. Exchange means to return something and take a different item instead of money.
And that's useful when you like the product but need a different size or color. A natural sentence is, Hi, I'd like to exchange this for another size.
Perfect. And you know what's interesting? All these phrases and words help you stay calm because when you understand the language, the whole shopping experience feels lighter.
Absolutely. You walk in confident, you talk naturally, and you leave with what you need, and maybe one or two extra things you didn't plan for.
That's always you, Jake.
I accept that completely.
In the next part, I want us to connect everything and give listeners a few final phrases they can use anywhere: malls, markets, small shops, anywhere.
So, Emma, before we wrap things up, I want to ask you something. When you go shopping in a new place, what's the number one phrase you rely on?
Honestly, the phrase I use the most is, could you recommend something? Recommend means suggest something you might like. It feels friendly and it opens the door for a real conversation with the worker.
I like that. It gives them the chance to show you their best items, and it also makes the whole experience warmer. When I'm not sure what I'm looking for, I usually say, I'm looking for something simple. Do you have any suggestions? Suggestions means ideas or options.
That's a good one. And I love how these phrases create a connection. Shopping doesn't have to be a fast, silent moment. It can be a little bit social, just a small human interaction that makes your day nicer.
Exactly. And you know what? There's one more phrase I want our listeners to feel confident using. It's, I'll think about it. It's polite and it helps you walk away when you're not sure.
Yes, and it saves you from buying something you don't really want. I use that phrase every time a worker is super enthusiastic and I feel guilty saying no.
Same here. And there's another one I hear all the time. Let me know if you need anything. That's what workers usually say. It means they're available to help, but they won't pressure you.
And a nice response is, thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate means you feel thankful. It's warm, simple, and very natural.
You know, when you understand these small phrases, the whole world of shopping becomes easier. You feel more in control. You don't freeze, you don't panic, you just speak.
And the cool part is that these phrases work everywhere: big malls, tiny local shops, bookstores, clothing stores, anywhere you can imagine.
And they help create confidence, real confidence, the kind that grows every time you talk to someone in English and they understand you right away.
Exactly. And I want our listeners to remember something. English isn't about perfect grammar in every moment. It's about connecting, communicating, and feeling comfortable one sentence at a time.
That's the heart of it. And I hope everyone listening today feels a little braver the next time they step into a store.
I hope so too. This was a warm, helpful episode, and I loved walking through these phrases with you, Jake.
Same here. And I love imagining our listeners using these phrases in real life. It feels good to know we're helping someone feel more at ease.
And to everyone listening, thank you for spending this time with us. If you enjoyed this episode and want more everyday English conversations, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one.